Alright, so we're here again. That night we got everything back together. We didn't really get to bleed the brakes properly. So Keith's gonna make a bunch of noise with this jack and get it up in the air. We're gonna pop these wheels off and start bleeding the brakes one more time. Then we're gonna take it out, maybe do a burnout. We shall see. Will we do a burnout, Keith?
Yeah, I'll do a burnout.
Alright, there you go.
I'll do a burnout.
Alright, so let's see. Hopefully the brakes hold.
We got those to finish off.
We got these tires to kill over here. How does it go, Keith? Kill all tires or something like that?
What's that?
Kill all tires?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got Keith working on his own car over here. Wow. Look at him go.
Yay. I have tools now.
What do you gotta do with these wheels, Keith?
I have to finish them, bro. I gotta finish these tires.
You're sitting on him.
I know I'm sitting on this.
He's sitting on his nuts. Huh?
Want to stop. But yo, like they're so slippery, you know? Nah, it's just gonna be so sick.
Alright, don't go all the way in. Leave it so we can do the fronts. Go more this way so we have more space for that side. That's good. Yeah. Alright, just finished bleeding the brakes. Now we're gonna take this thing out for a little shakedown. Finally see how the rear end and everything feels. We got the driver coming over here. Tires are really hoppy. Like it just wants to spin though.
Rich is sussing me out crazy though.
You gotta drive a little bit and then we'll bleed them again maybe. It's kind of aggressive though, don't you think?
It's alright for where we're going, right?
I think so.
You think traffic's crazy? Yep.
Put my seatbelt on? Oh, I put my seatbelt on. It's the, yeah, on that side. Yeah, it's a dust shield. We gotta adjust the dust shield on the driver's side. Need some work still, huh?
Yeah. Damn, check this out. Damn.
So with all the traffic, Swin. Here's my next mod for this car. I just picked up this stainless steel engine, well, coil pack cover from none other than Mr. Nicky Blocks. I bought so much things from this dude already. But yeah, so I'm gonna throw this on, but in order to put this on, I need to take this downpipe out, which is pretty easy. Just a V-band here, a V-band there, boop. I can leave the sensor in. Also got a big mess everywhere that I need to take care of, but yeah, we're gonna do that. We're also gonna clean up this engine bay a bunch, because when that expansion tank exploded, the plastic one, I got coolant everywhere. And then I had to get rid of my catch can, and we got oil everywhere. So I'm just gonna clean this up a bunch. Got all of that. I've also got this exhaust leak over here that was caused by these two V-band flanges being the wrong ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off and I'm going to grind on the lip that's on, I forget which side it's on. Because this is a downpipe I got from my buddy Spencer. And he didn't have the right flange to give me, so he just gave me one that we're just using temporarily. You're not supposed to fix it. We're going to fix it now. Just threw this cover on, and I also took care of my vacuum lines. I made this a lot neater. Some zip ties will throw my filter back on here. Mounted my MAC valve over here. Just gotta wire this back in. Clean up this wiring a little bit more, and it's starting to look a lot better in here. Wipe this down, you can already see the color again. But I have to do something about this harness to make this fit better. New day, new problem. So the other day I did a burnout in front of my boy's shop, and I managed to eject the wastegate dump tube. I have no idea how it happened, but where is it? It was somewhere in this car. There we go. Yeah, did a burnout. This came flying out the bottom of the car. So this goes underneath the turbo. You can't even really see the wastegate, but it's down there. So yeah, remove the turbo downpipe so I can put this back in. I'm not even sure if I lost the clamp or what, but we're gonna find out really quick right now. So let's start taking this apart and see what's up. It's cold. I don't have my watch on. I don't know what time it is. Be out here. All right, so I got my downpipe out of the way, and from what I can see in here, it's hard to tell, but the clamp is still there. You can barely see it behind the other clamp, but so what I'm gonna try to do, I don't really want to pull off this turbo, so I'm gonna try to do this in the front some. I don't know, you can just barely even see the wastegate. I don't know. Let's see what we could do here. Pretty sure this turbo's gotta come off. All right, so I got the turbo out. Next up, I gotta undo this Allen key right here, and then we could pop this wastegate off and see why this this dump tube popped off. As you can see, the clamp is still here, so you can feel it. I guess it got loose or something, so that's coming off next. All right, so I got the wastegate off. It's chilling right here. Got my firing that we had to get machined. If you didn't see that, you can check my older videos. This was a really interesting piece to get, and we got the screw here. So yeah, the clamp is still here, so just gotta undo that clamp, put my pipe back on wherever my pipe went, put this back together, we'll be good to go. I also need to fix the wiring under here so this cover can sit flat. So right now I'm trying to get that stainless steel panel to fit flush on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unloom this harness so that I can get it coming from back here and come across. I'm gonna get rid of this connector and everything, and then I'm either gonna make this harness work that I like modified, or my buddy's bringing me a stock one I'm gonna try to work with. All right, so I got my wastegate, everything installed again. Everything's nice and tight, all the clamps. Can't believe I actually didn't lose the clamps, but that's solid, that's back in there. Now I'm just working on this wiring so I can make that cover fit. Then I could throw this turbo back on. Reconnect my intercooler piping. Oil drain, downpipe. And then I can start working on installing the catch can, because this oil is just making a mess with all that blow by. Alright, so right now I'm working on remounting this coolant tank. So here's what I got so far. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to get this hose to chop to get rid of that kink, and just go straight over there. Then we're gonna mount that catch can right here, this gritty catch can, and everything should be great. So this is where I really want this tank. So I have a zip tie on this side, and what I'm gonna do is, in order to get this to sit level like this, I've got this piece of stainless steel that we cut out when we made reinforcements for my subframe. So I'm gonna put some riv nuts in the frame rail over here, bolt this to that. Well, you get the idea. That's gonna get attached there, and it's gonna use this hole. And the other side of it, I'm gonna mount this catch can. So everything will be nice and mounted. All right, so I'm out here. Me and my boy Bob, we just made this bracket to hold the expansion tank, so that's nice and solid. Right now we're working on something to hold this this catch can in. So catch can, I plan on, well, this is the bracket we made. It's like a L shape. It bolts in down there. Put some riv nuts. So this is the catch can. It's a gritty one. I'd like to have it right here, something like that. So what we did was we threw these AN fittings in here. We made a hose. Where'd the hose go? The hose is right here. So this is gonna go something like this, and you know, wrap around in one of these directions like so, and then go over to here. And then this fitting usually clips into the valve cover, and then your breather hose goes there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna epoxy this AN fitting into here, and then the hose will just connect with a straight fitting. Bada bit, bada boom. All right, cool. I got my expansion tank mounted up. I got my catch can mounted, solid. These brackets here. So now all I have left to do is I need to cut this hose so that we don't have this crazy loop going, and then that'll come straight from the block straight into the expansion tank. I got this top hose already installed and tightened, and this hose goes from here and it'll go into there. So this is where we left off last night. I got this cover installed. I made these custom nuts to hold it in. I'm gonna show you what they look like before underneath. These are just too long, so I used the double nut to space it off. But I got that installed. I gotta pop that back off and loom up the harness. So I got the harness to fit and this to bolt down nice and flat. I mounted this tank really solid here with this bracket. Also mounted my catch can. Made a custom hose that goes from catch can under into the valve cover. I also made a custom fitting by gluing an AN fitting into this plastic PCV thing. And boom, hose, boom. Just gotta throw a filter onto here, and this will be vent to atmosphere. Be good to go. This is solid. Just gotta add some more fluid into here. But I'm probably gonna pop this bracket off real quick, grind it, make it nice and smooth and stuff, and then this will be done. I also cut this hose, so that fits really nice. And this hose just worked out perfect. This is the stock one, so we'll see how well this bleeds out. I just loomed up the second coil pack harness. My original one's under there somewhere, but we're gonna run this one so that the plug comes out the back of the engine. And I also loomed up this side with a Tessa tape so that we can fit this cover. And these are those nuts I made. So essentially it's two nuts welded together. Just a couple of tacks. And it threads on just enough onto here so I can catch those bolts with washers through to hold that on. So yeah, just gonna plug all this back on. Put this ground over here, can't forget that. That goes back on, down pipe, and we should be ready to go. All right, so everything's back together. Car's running good, coolant's bled and stuff. So now what I want to work on is getting these vacuum lines all sorted out. So I pretty much have some crazy stuff going on here. I have this one teed into there with a bunch of zip ties and stuff. So essentially I have 2 vacuum ports on this manifold and 4 things that need vacuum source. So the blow valve and the ECU are both tied into one source, and the fuel pressure regulator and the boost gauge are tied into another source. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 nipples here. So the boost gauge will have its own designated vacuum source. The ECU will have its own designated vacuum source. Blow valve and fuel pressure regulator will all have their own vacuum. And life will be great. So we're going to run to Home Depot and get some bar fittings that are brass. We're going to try to drill these and throw those fittings in there. So we'll see what happens. Another day, another adventure with the E36. So today I'm gonna be doing a little oil change, and now that I figured out that misfiring issue, which was stupid, basically this one injector was unplugged. When I put on that aluminum cover or stainless steel cover, whatever, I know I said that a million times already, it unplugged the adapter harness from my South Bay injectors. So that was one, and then number 2 is this I had a vacuum leak here, and this was causing the car to just run really rich. We got all that sorted out. Car's running good again, so put some fresh oil in it, we'd be good to go. Got the oil all changed and everything. She's all serviced. Just letting it warm up, checking my levels, and maybe we'll take her for a little spin. It's a little cold. It's like, honestly, I have no idea how cold it is. It's cold as fuck. But